After beating Girona on the weekend, Real Madrid now sits top of La Liga, extending their unbeaten run to 18 matches in the league. That's 7 wins in their last 8 matches. But what's most impressive is they've done this without 2 of their starting centre-backs in Alaba and Militao. The backups Rudiger and Nacho are also out, and so is Courtois, the main goalkeeper. But just how have they managed to achieve this? Well, before we get into that, guys, make sure to smash the like button, subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed, and also turn on post notifications so you're notified when I upload. With the departure of Benzema and the arrival of Jude Bellingham, the 23-24 season has brought with it a change of system for Carlo Ancelotti and Real Madrid. The team's traditional 4-3-3 shape has been discarded in favour of a 4-4-2 diamond, in which Vinicius Jr. has been pushed into a central striker role away from his natural left wing slot. This has paved the way for Jude Bellingham, the marquee summer arrival from Borussia Dortmund, to be deployed as a number 10, just off the forward 2. A shift in approach, however, is nothing new for a coach as experienced and as adaptable as Carlo Ancelotti. At Juventus, with Zinedine Zidane, I began to understand that it is much better to adapt to the players. When I started coaching, I had a clear idea and I didn't adapt. At Parma, Roberto Baggio wanted to play as a number 10, and I didn't change the system. He then went to another team and I realised that was wrong, so I started to adapt, and I'm still adapting. Those were the words of Carlo Ancelotti, and it's that adaptability that has shaped the manager that we see today. Earlier in his career, when he was manager of Parma, the standard 4-4-2 was his go-to setup. However, it was during his 2 years at Juventus between 1999 and 2001 that he switched to the 4-3-2 shape, or as it's often referred to, the Christmas tree. This worked to maximise the impact of Zidane. Results were good, but not good enough. In 2 full seasons, Juventus finished Serie A runners-up to 2 teams from the capital, first to Lazio and then secondly to AS Roma. That system did come good, however, during an 8-year spell at AC Milan that yielded 8 major trophies, including the 03-04 Serie A title and Champions League wins in 2003 and also 2007. Again, Ancelotti built his midfield to maximise the talents of a genius in Andrea Pirlo, but he also suited key cogs like Kaká and Seedorf. From Serie A, the Italian moved to a very different challenge, the Premier League. As head coach of Chelsea in his first season there, 09-010, he inherited a squad that featured 2 world-class attacking midfielders with similar qualities. Both Frank Lampard and Michael Ballack were at their best when they had the freedom to arrive in the final third, so Ancelotti brought in John Obi Mikel to play behind the pair. Again, the 4-4-2 diamond was the way forward. Didier Drogba and Nicolas Anelka were the 2 forwards in that side, a side which went on to win the famous double, the Premier League and the FA Cup. This was, however, the last we saw of the iconic formation, as with a squad full of attacking players at Paris Saint-Germain, Carlo felt it were better for a more vertical style. Ancelotti turned to the 4-2-3-1 formation, in which Javier Pastore primarily played as a number 10, and there were 3 forwards ahead of him. Among the wider positions, 2 players were chosen from: Ezequiel Lavezzi, Lucas Moura, Nene, and also Jeremy Menez. In Carlo's first season, Kevin Gamero was the chosen striker, while in his second season, Zlatan Ibrahimovic took on that role. This resulted in the team bringing home the club's first league title in 19 years. This season, though, Ancelotti has gone back to the diamond shape. After losing Benzema in the summer and bringing in Joselu, it was clear there had to be a change in tactics, as Joselu can't offer what Karim had been offering to the side. Benzema wasn't only the team's chief goal scorer, he was also the player that linked and knitted together most of their attacks. In fact, he contributed to 25% of Real Madrid's goals last year. Whereas even though Joselu had scored 16 La Liga goals the season before, it was clear he's a penalty box striker and just that. So again, Carlo had to adapt to suit the players at his disposal. What did Ancelotti do? Well, he brought in Bellingham, played Rodrigo and Vini as sort of split strikers and let them run riot. As the 3 in behind them, the midfield 3 controlled things for the side. Bellingham was given clear instructions. We need you to be the man that crashes the box at every opportunity. With Karim gone, we need you to be the main source of goals for the team. And it's safe to say he's delivered. At the time of recording, he scored 20 goals and registered 6 assists in all competitions this season. That's more goal contributions than he managed in all of last season. His biggest weapon, the ability to seek out space even when there is none, coupled with the top quality midfielders providing him with service, that's what's caused this sudden uptick in attacking output. It's not all Jude though. I have to mention the midfielders behind him, Valverde especially. A lot of people last year were giving him plaudits when he was scoring goals, scoring long range bangers. However, this season, for me personally, he deserves, if not the same, then more plaudits, because the way he's been playing has been much more complete. In fact, he's doing the dirty work, the stuff that most of the players on the team don't want to do. You can say he's matured, he's not getting forward as much, and maybe that's why he's not getting the plaudits, maybe that's why he's not getting the love. But don't worry, Valverde, my brother, we see. Also, Kroos, I think I can speak for every Real Madrid fan when I say that Toni Kroos needs to stay for at least 1 more year. He is way too good to be retiring. The guy is a starter for Real Madrid. Like Modric, I can hear it, he's not really starting anymore, his legs are going, you can see his legs are going. However, Kroos, he can still play at the highest level. They still need his passing ability, his ability to control games. All of that is so vital to this Real Madrid side. And with the diamond system, he has 2 top athletes like Camavinga and Valverde on either side, so he's protected. Almost like Pirlo under who? Carlo Ancelotti. Initially though, not everyone found the system suitable, particularly Vinicius, who faced difficulties adapting. Unlike his teammates, he was tasked with unfamiliar responsibilities that he lacked prior experience in. Previously, Vinicius would receive the ball on a byline and engage with his fullback, but now he was required to collect the ball in a more congested centre of the pitch. Additionally, he's a player that typically prefers receiving receiving the ball at his feet, so asking him to run it behind wasn't something that he's used to. Consequently, he struggled, only managing to score 3 goals in his first 11 games of the 23-24 season. However, since the turn of the year, he seems to have improved. The turning point seems to have been the Barca game in a Super Cup final, where he showcased his pace, skill and movement, completely dismantling and decimating the entire backline. This was particularly significant as he had previously struggled against Araujo, to the extent that Xavi would switch the Barca defender from a centre back to a right back specifically for those matches, especially when facing Vini and Madrid. It's not just Vini who's been recently flourishing though, it's his partner in crime Rodrigo too. Like Valverde, he is underlooked at times. I mean, it's always Vini and Bellingham getting all the love, getting all the plaudits, but Rodrigo, honestly, he's just as crucial. He's almost that glue, that link player. I mean, he can drift out wide, he can play centrally, he's so versatile, and that player is crucial to any team. Honestly guys, I believe that Rodrigo will start for any team in the world. Name me any team. Man City, Arsenal, Liverpool, Inter. He's starting for anyone. However, with the talk of Mbappe signing this summer, it's likely that he will need to take a backseat again next season. The signing of Mbappe is particularly interesting because on the surface of it, Vini plays in his position. That striker that drifts to the left, has pace, has trickery, cuts onto his right foot, runs in behind. That's what Vini's been asked to do. So what's that going to do for Mbappe? I mean, Mbappe is going to want to play on this left-hand side. Vini on the right, is Vini on the right really viable? Like, I don't really think so, guys. I remember seeing Vini a couple years ago in the Champions League playing on the right. I think he even played wing back that game. Like, he was terrible. Vini on the right, that ain't it. You could do something like a 4-3-3, push Vini back out to the left, play Mbappe up top, but then Jude Bellingham, like, what are you going to do with Jude Bellingham? Jude Bellingham is not a right winger. And this system, this little number 10 role, this Kaka role, like, that's what you've been seeing from Jude Bellingham this season. Like, that's where you get Jude at his best. Pushing him out to the right or even here in the midfield role, like, guys, I don't really see that working. Also, let's just say Bellingham goes into midfield, you put Rodrigo on the right. Does Mbappe even want to play up top? I remember a couple years ago when he was at PSG, him putting cryptic stuff on his Instagram saying #pivot gang or whatever. Like, he didn't want to play number 9. He didn't want to play as a striker under, like, 2 of the most creative players, 2 of the best players of this generation in Neymar and Messi. If he didn't want to play, if he didn't want to take a backseat for them, you think he's going to take a backseat for Vini and Rodrigo? You're having a laugh. That being said though, if they do manage to make it work, I mean, who better to manage a situation than Carlo Ancelotti? That guy is probably the best man manager of all time. I mean, look at this team though. If they do manage to make it work, bro, this team is one of the best teams I've ever seen. Forget the Champions League three-peat, bro. These guys might win 5 Champions Leagues in a row. I mean, look at their forward options. You've got Vini and Rodrigo. Rodrigo on the bench. Then you've got Mbappe and Endrick. Number 10, you've got Jude Bellingham and Arda Güler. Then you've got Camavinga, Valverde, Tchouaméni. If you're playing against a deep block, you can even play Toni Kroos, make him play the Pirlo role. And then to just top it off, they're rumoured to be signing Alphonso Davies on a free transfer this summer, bro. Alphonso Davies, you've got Rudiger, Alaba, Militao, one of the best talents, one of the best young talents in France, Lenny Euro coming out. Courtois, top 2 goalkeeper in the world. And then Faisal from SDS on top of that. The guy wants to sign Trent. Like, this is the greed they talk about in the holy books. Like, bro, what do you want? This guy is trying to create an ultimate team, bro. Let other teams have some fun, bro. Like, do you want competition or not? I feel sorry for the Champions League, but I also feel sorry for La Liga, bro. La Liga, honestly, is going to turn into the Bundesliga, guys. League R, it's going to be a 1-team league. Like, I don't know how Barcelona are going to cope with this. Like, how? Them guys are already in financial difficulty as it is, let alone Real Madrid building a super team. And it's not like these guys are all aging. Like, Mbappe, what is he, 25 years old, Vini, 23, Rodrigo, 22. Like, all these guys are young. This could be a dynasty, honestly, that'll last for 10 to 15 years. That's how great these guys are. Barcelona fans, listen to me. Joan Laporte, listen to me right now. The only way to save your... Actually, there's 2 ways. There's 2 ways to save that club, bro. Firstly, you guys need to call Pep Guardiola, yeah? Go to Manchester, go to his yard right now, bro, beg, on your knees, bro, and say to Pep Guardiola, please return. Because that is the only man, that genius is the only man that can compete against this. And even then, you still might not win. Even then, you still might not do it because Pep Guardiola, he still needs money. That ties in with the second point. You guys need to go to the Arab countries, bro. You need to go to the Middle East, go to Saudi, go to Kuwait, go to Qatar. Forget this presidency stuff, bro. You need to go to these sheikhs, go to the guys in the royal family and ask them to buy their club. Because, guys, that's the only way, bro. That's the only way they're competing with this. What do you guys think, though? Do you think this team is even balanced? Do you think this team will even work? Mbappe coming in, his ego. What do you guys think of all of that? Let me know in the comments. And yeah, that's the end of the video, guys. But before we leave you, smash the like button. As I said before, subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed. And also share to your friends, share to your family. Share to anyone that you know that loves the beautiful game. With that being said, catch you in the next one.